All right, one more infielder before we wrap up the infield selection here. First-time All-Star in his own right, and a guy that our own Vince Pellegrini has been banging the drum for.
Mm-hmm.
And I maybe undersold this guy a little bit, and I'm not sure if he's this type of hitter for the rest of his career, but a sensational start to the season is Alec Bohm, third baseman, 94 games played this year. You see it, his slash line just under 300, 348, 482. The first guy to 100 hits on the team this season. The 11 home runs is about where I expected him to be. I think he probably caps at about 22, 24. To me, the more important number is the runs that he's driven in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been insane with runners in scoring position this year. 70 RBI this year. He is a guy that's just continuing to be a gap-to-gap hitter. As you see, 33 doubles to lead Major League Baseball. He personally is at a career best in strikeout rate. He's striking out at the lowest rate of his career. He's seeing pitches better. He's allowing pitches to get deeper, and he's still making really good contact. JP and I were talking about it before the show started. At this point, with 60-some-odd games left, I would expect him to definitively break the 100 RBI mark.
Sure.
And I wouldn't be stunned if he's up in the 110, 115 mark. So that right in and of itself, the offensive production has been better than I could have ever expected. Pair that with the glove that at this point, I think Alec Bohm is probably an average to above average defender.
Okay.
But I never expected him to even get there.
Mm-hmm.
Pair that with my expectations that I thought he was going to be maybe close to like a butcher, like to a guy you may have to move to DH at some point.
Right.
I've been pleasantly surprised defensively with him. I don't think there's maybe we just hit the spot that I didn't expect to hit with all these grades.
Right.
I gave out 1 A+ for each positional group.
Okay.
Alec Bohm gets the A+ for me.
Woo. You've sold me a bit on Alec because I was gonna go A- B+. You sold me a little bit on that because again, like even if he's an average fielder, he's putting way more on the table offensively than he is, taking off possibly defensively. As you mentioned, on pace for 118 RBI, leads the league in doubles. Like offensively, he's just been fantastic. Yeah, you know what? I think after your impassioned argument, I don't think I can go anything lower than an A- for Alec Bohm.
Okay.
He's been an all-star. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that we were talking about the expectation versus reality. Like my expectation of Harper was to be this guy.
Sure.
My expectation for Trey Turner, now he maybe has exceeded offensively just because I don't think he's going to be capable of hitting 350 for the entire year.
Correct.
But if he finishes the year at 320, 325, that's incredible as well. Every metric that I measured Bohm on to begin the year, so far, he has superseded.
Sure.
And so that's why, to me, his expectation was here and his reality was here. He gets the A+ for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree. JP, are you?
So I just have a question about Bohm because here's the thing. I don't need it. I don't expect it to happen when it comes to power with Alec Bohm for this season. We talked about all the power on this lineup already. But like just that body size, and also I've watched his workout videos. I've seen the squats. The boy can squat, right?
Oh, he's a strong guy, no doubt.
Will he ever have more power? Like 30 home runs, is that something he could eventually get to one year?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think Vince and I have had this argument many times. If he tops, so he hit 20 last year.
Right.
He's got 11 this year. If he hits another 9 through the last 60 games, I'm thrilled with 20. He's not your conventional 4-hole hitter. Like he's not your ton of pop guy. But then again, the conventional 4-hole hitter doesn't seem to exist the way that it did
baseball's different
even
than
just
most.
like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because look around the league of guys that would be your typical 4-hole hitters for a team, maybe just like think about the Ryan Howards, the Prince Fielders.
Right, exactly.
Those are your traditional 4-hole hitters.
Right.
Kyle Schwarber would have been a 4-hole hitter.
Exactly.
He's a leadoff hitter.
Right.
I think maybe he's a little bit different because he hits for average as well, but Aaron Judge is maybe your typical 4-hole hitter.
Right.
If I were the Yankees, I would never hit him below 3. Him and Soto would be 2-3, 1-2, whatever you want to make it. I would never, ever hit him below 3. You're like Adam Dunn's of the world. We talked about Ryan Howard. We talked about Prince Fielder. And you can go back through the history of baseball to find like your strong guy, your power hitter, maybe strikes out 200 times a year. You're penciling them into the 4 spot.
Yeah, but it's going to hit you 35, 40 home
Right.
runs. Right.
I don't think that position technically exists the way that it did, even like I said, even just 10 years ago.
Sure.
So you're looking for guys that are able to drive in runs.
Yeah.
I'm looking for guys that specifically are strong with runners in scoring position. There's no doubt in my mind that's been Alec Bohm's strong suit so far. If I get a guy who he's hitting 295, I would expect maybe Bohm to finish the year 285, 287, something in that mark. But he drives in 100. I don't care how he does it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 35 home runs or it's 10 home runs and 50 doubles.
Right.
To me, the productivity matters more than like your typical, like, how do they fit into that mold?
Yeah,
production.
especially in this lineup, he fits perfectly for what he does there.
Sure.
I'm going with a B on the season. Obviously, at the beginning of the parts of the year, he was a big part of the lineup. He was raking them. He was one that was mostly raking, and I think it was like the first month or two, he was really raking in this lineup. The glove, there was, what was it, that West Coast trip that we had not too long ago? He was struggling a little bit, but overall, he's been pretty solid at third base. And just think about like how far he's come at that position.